Elden Ring is mere weeks away, and with the wait almost over, I thought I'd share my opinion and a little overview of why you should be excited for FromSoft's upcoming and perhaps greatest game, even if you're not the biggest fan of the Souls series.
What could the demigods ever hope to win by warring?
Before we begin, a full disclaimer. I'm in no way, shape or form a proponent of pre-ordering video games or even purchasing early access titles. Cyberpunk 2077 not only drew shock and awe from the video game world, but also scared a plethora of AAA titles to push back their release dates. CDPR took a massive hit
for massive damage
to their reputation, and only the truly devoted hopium addicts have stuck by them. All this to say that not all video game companies are built the same. Larian Studios and FromSoft are not only top-tier developers, but are perhaps the best in the business when it comes to setting realistic expectations to the players, communicating to their audience, and not overhyping their projects to the extreme. FromSoft have an outstanding reputation with releasing beautifully polished titles. Therefore, I'm fairly confident in saying that pre-ordering Elden Ring is a fairly safe bet, but always err on the side of caution, and if you do feel apprehensive about spending 100 AUD on a product you can't yet hold, then that's perfectly fine. After all, it's your hard-earned money. Regardless of which side of the fence you're grazing on, I'm here to offer my opinion on why you should be excited for Elden Ring. This isn't going to be a discussion on whether or not video games need a traditional easy mode. That's way too much for me to handle right now, but what video games do need are options for players to have an easier time without compromising the dev's vision. In Elden Ring, it's all about magic. Post-beta, a lot of players complained about the magic system and how it felt unbalanced, allowing players to create these incredibly OP character builds. But anyone who's played Demon's Souls and its remake understands that magic has always been the easy mode of any FromSoft title. An easy mode hidden in plain sight. Giving players the option to take the edge off a difficult game without changing enemy design or the foundations of the game itself takes an incredible amount of skill and shows an incredible amount of respect for all the players. After all, someone who may not be familiar with how a game operates or hasn't the time to invest in getting good can take the easy option and then begin a New Game Plus adventure and try out a more difficult playstyle, therefore giving the game an incredible lifespan, allowing for an almost new and unique experience with every playthrough. Previous FromSoft titles have never discouraged exploration, not by a long shot, but even with the layout encouraging the player to explore every nook and cranny, it's also hard to deny that you were funneled down one select path, forced to traverse areas in a particular order. Not so in Elden Ring. Here you have the option to explore a vast open world, tackling enemies as you see fit. Maybe you head straight to the dragon in the swamps, or perhaps you'd like to explore the legacy dungeons, maybe rack up some experience and some loot. Either way, it's your choice. You're given the freedom to explore and discover at your whim, and you can do this without even progressing the main story. That's what separates Elden Ring from its predecessors. You can set out from the first instance and not ever have to face a critical path boss, unless of course you stumble across one. That's the beauty of having an open world. When designed properly, players can truly get lost and immerse themselves in the lore and the landscape they find themselves in. It's also one of the many reasons why Skyrim has stuck around as long as it has. When crafted with love and care, an open world title can be better than any genre out there. It was an amazing experience playing through the Demon's Souls remake, not only because of its beauty, but also seeing where it all began, at least for mainstream audiences anyway. For the sake of this video, we'll leave Kingsfield be. As I ventured further through the game, it was fun pinpointing how each enemy, each boss, and each mechanic would evolve and be developed upon with each successive title. From Dark Souls to Bloodborne and Sekiro, FromSoft have fine-tuned their development process and crafted each standout title with love and care. Elden Ring is an accumulation of all those that have come before, and we're not just talking about animations or assets. It's not hard to see a player sneaking around the lands between and not be instantly reminded of Sekiro, watching as a dragon comes swooping down and not be transported back to the Stormdrake and the Nameless King. Even the player's health, stamina, and magic gauge are reminiscent of Bluepoint's Demon's Souls remake. Everywhere you look, you find something new that reminds you of something old, something treasured. Elden Ring is not only a love letter to FromSoft's previous bodies of work, but also to us, the players, that have been there from the very beginning, experiencing each high and every low. Elden Ring is already being touted as Game of the Year. In a year packed with amazing titles, this is a lofty statement to make. And although I disagree with the industry standard of awarding games titles and trophies before they've even been released, it's not difficult to see why Elden Ring is being praised as much as it is. FromSoft are veterans with a team of developers that are among the best in the business, and it's hard to deny that Elden Ring is setting itself up to be their crowning glory. Regardless whether we have the best game of the year releasing soon or not, there's always something magical about a FromSoft title, and I truly believe that even if you had a difficult time with Bloodborne or Dark Souls, Elden Ring is still worth a chance. I'll be there to offer my opinion come February 25th, so stay tuned for that. I hope my little summary of Elden Ring has helped you a little bit in deciding whether or not the game is for you. It will be releasing on all platforms in about 3 weeks as of the making of this video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I appreciate the time you take to watch my videos. You can follow me on Twitter or come have a chat with me during my Skyrim streams. Take care of yourself and we'll see you later.
Unless, of course, thou shouldst take the crown.